This is for my fellow hunters!
I'll tell you something. Monster Hunter's not the only thing rising. Okay, no, let's give this, I'm so sorry, let's give this thing a full-on breakdown, everything we know, how it's all gonna work, all of the gameplay. Let's just comb through every tiny centimeter of Breath of the Monster Hunter Reg Beetle Retirement Edition. The only question is, where to begin with describing how a whole new Monster Hunter game is looking? I don't know! But let's start somewhere. Our new canine friend here is fascinating. It's an entire new type of companion, and he is known as the palamute. Palamute? In either case, it is a canine buddy who acts as a mount. You can do your healing and recuperating on him, infinite stamina. You use him for getting around the world, and talking of the world to immediately then sidetrack, because again, it's a new Monster Hunter game. There's so much to talk about, and I want to cry tears of joy. That's a lie. I already am. We have a world that is so very open. It's a seamless map like in World and Iceborne, but the emphasis is on exploring. It is about verticality. And yes, everyone by default has what is known as a wire bug.
Listen!
And it seems like you fire it out, it flies forward, leaving a, like, silk string, or however they want to, you know, justify it does what it does, and then it yoinks you back towards it, and you essentially have a living, permanent grappling hook. It seems like you can just climb any given surface, sort of Breath of the Wild inspirations, which is very exciting to see, and it seems like there's a lot of areas to discover, a lot of hidden gems, a lot of secrets to explore and find. This map, the Shrine Ruins that we saw, is looking absolutely lovely, and just simply existing within it seems like a fantastic time. Oh, it really does look, the initial impression, it's the old style of Monster Hunter with everything that was such a wonderful changing world in a beautiful mix of glory. And talking of glory, back to our canine friend. He also helps in combat. He is the attack type. Of course, usual feline palicos return, but they are strictly support, and you can take two of them with you. You can have two dogs, double attack, a palico and a dogaco for attack and support, or two palicos for double support. Even in a 4-player hunt, everyone can bring one, so you can have like 8 entities. So that's quite the army to hunt with. So the actual new monsters then. Let's stop beating around the forest and actually talk the goods, because that's what we care about. Which new poor innocent creatures are we going to brutally stab to death? Well, we have our flagship, our main story threat, Magnamalo, who is a fanged wyvern, got the very much Zinogre frame, but he looks straight demonic. That face, the horns, I don't know, the purple demon fire are on his head and spiky tail as he one-shots a poor Toby Kadachi, who's there like, I should have never left the ancient forest. Which, of course, is awesome to see, because it means that World and Iceborne only monsters, well, aren't World and Iceborne only monsters, and getting them translated into this more older yet newer style of Monster Hunter is going to be fascinating to behold. Then we have what might be one of my new favourite monsters full stop, at least on initial impression, a bird wyvern by the name of Aknosom, who is essentially a glorious fire crane, who changes his frills into various shapes, blades and shields, charges you down and cuts you to pieces before burning you to a cinder. He is sexy. Then we have our base first large monster, you know, the great of the game, Izuchi. But the catch with this guy, who, by the way, is like a sort of furry fox raptor, like he has a very look to him, he fights with his pack. So, you know, all those times I was like, a swarm monster would be cool, where it is a large monster, but, you know, it's made up of multiple monsters, and they, like, fight you in sync, in tandem, work together, combo moves, you know? It's not just the big one, and he calls reinforcements, and they kind of are there. No, he literally has attack attacks that are in sync and require his companions. Like there's just triple launch doof, doof, doof that will happen. You have to think about the little guys. It's fascinating and it's lovely. And then we get amphibians! Yes, I have missed them. And what is this? Tetranadon! He is a platypus monster, and he is glorious. Now, platypuses are already basically monsters. Mammals with webbed feet that lay eggs that have venom but bills. All you ever needed to do was make them big, and big he is, my word, stomping through the water. It swallows up gravel, expands his body, and as it does, how he fights changes. And of course, Turf Wars are returning, but they seem much more expanded. Azeroth, hey Azeroth, good to see you, is having quite the lengthy battle with our new amphibian friend, and it's glorious to see, and they said they want to expand on that Turf War system.
We also have what looks like a fire Nursilla, which is beyond creepy and exciting, but we don't really know any more about that. But that would also imply we do get Kezu, so fantastic.
Then, when it comes to the story, it seems to be about this village and something known as a rampage. The Admiral's long-lost brother is very wary of it. You have Kamura Village, and this rampage is like a natural disaster or something that happens every X time. They can't say too much, but it's like a big deal. I assume it's like a stampede or a migration or monsters going berserk. In any case, it looks very exciting of a story to unfold and figure out how it has to do with Magnamalo, the new flagship. And then, of course, the weapons, the stabbing. How are we going to make things that are alive? Not that, which is, of course, the Hunter way. Well, it's all about the wire bug. It's about using your normal weapons in conjunction with the ability to just hop into the air at any time, thanks to our new friends. So an entire suite of new aerial attacks. And they look very, very cool indeed. The new normal moveset is there, but the addition of this new dimension seems very exciting, especially on a weapon like Greatsword, where that extra mobility can come in very handy. Also, Sword and Shield seems to put their sword on the end of the wire bug and swinging around like a goddamn flail, which is very cool. So it's going to be really interesting seeing how that combat develops and ends up feeling. So that's about the TLDR for now. Seamless open exploration, new monsters, entire new aerial shenanigans, new type of Dogako, a whole new story, a whole new Switch Monster Hunter game coming March of next year. And breathe. Alright, so obviously there will be lots more analysis coming, lots more breakdowns and talks and postulating, but that's the long and short of it to get excited about. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're excited. I say let me know. Of course you are. But until next time, like and enjoy this, subscribe for more. A goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.